Hey guys, so I was thinking that it would maybe be important to start doing videos like this because the whole point of this channel was to confront social anxiety in like a controlled way. So I started off by just playing The Last of Us with audio, and that was still really hard to do, but there was no risk to it. My face wasn't there. Nobody could have known that it was me. I guess I don't think I have a very distinct voice, and I'm being quiet anyway, so you can't tell it was me. Then I bought the face cam. That was a little bit of a risk, but it's still in a controlled way because I knew nobody was watching. And it did start to feel recently like the gameplay in the background was a bit of like a crutch. Crutch isn't really the right word. But it didn't feel like enough anymore. Because I was in the corner and I'm tiny and I can kind of be like, oh, they're just watching the game. But this is me. It's just my face, and that's it. It's everything. I thought I should start doing these. So I had a couple ideas of what to talk about, and I was thinking about it today. But a couple hours before I started doing this, I was feeling really bad. Like, I don't want to do it, and I wanted to talk about that feeling because that's interesting. So maybe that's just what this whole video will be. I also thought about, I'm recording in my bedroom. That's where I always record. I feel a little bit safer in here. That's not the right word, but I feel like I could be a little bit louder here. But when I'm in my living room, I don't feel comfortable talking in there. So I thought, what if just do a video where you talk in there, and thematically it'll fit because you'll be like talking about anxiety, and then you'll have proof like, look, I can't even talk in my own house. So but maybe I'll do that next time, or maybe I'm just putting it off because I'm afraid to do it. I don't know. I am resting this on my knee, and I don't know if I should put it on a table. I know YouTubers, it seems like all the YouTubers, they have a table that they put stuff on. I don't know. Okay, I guess I'm talking. I'm back. I have my table. I have my notes. I thought about doing a funny bit where I would have my notes on my table, and then I would write I just didn't know how to put that in a bit. I'm not a comedian. But I thought maybe I could do subtly, just like write it down, and then I wouldn't mention it, and then you could see it, but you can't see it, so. And a lot of YouTubers like to do this thing where they write something and then they put it on the wall behind them. So what if we tried that? So there you go. It's not a great bit. I didn't have any Scotch tape, so I had to use duct tape. I don't think that's a great idea to put duct tape on your apartment wall. That's gonna peel and it's gonna come out of your deposit. So can we get into the point of the video yet, or what? It's only been 30 minutes. Do I like the table? I don't need the table. Get rid of the table. I think I was afraid of being too close to the camera, so I'm like, oh, put a table here. You can back up. But if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it, right? So let's do it. Let's get all up in your grill. So, a part of the reason why I didn't want to do this, because I don't have a good face. No. I was afraid to be closer up. And the Let's Play thing, I'm like a little tiny guy in the corner. Can't even see me. But now you can see everything. And it's not pretty. But and it's embarrassing to even say that. Like, who cares? You think about what you look like? Yes, I do. And I don't like having pimples on my face. Well, it's a big deal to say that. The hair is bad. Look at this. What's up with this? These two little swoop things? Why are you doing that? You're not fooling anybody. What's this? Why is this like this? I don't know. It's bad. It's all bad. Do we have any bald spots? What about right there? I can't look and see. I don't know. What am I doing? I guess I have seen a lot of, maybe not a lot, YouTube videos about people talking about anxiety, social anxiety, and they do videos like this, where they just talk to a camera. And a big part of me thinks, I don't want to be one of those people. Because they're kind of defining themselves by their anxiety. They're saying, I have this thing, social anxiety. I have this thing, general anxiety, bipolar, whatever. And part of me thinks, like, well, if I don't say it, then maybe it's not a thing. Maybe I could just eventually get past it and it won't be a thing. But once I make this and I post this video, it makes it a little bit more real. I don't know why I don't feel the same way with the Let's Play thing. Well, I guess I did at first a little bit, but now it's just like I do it every day and I just barf whatever comes out into my head. I don't really think about it too much. But this feels like a new thing. So, it feels new and scary. Okay, one small thing I think I wanted to add was about, it's hard to confront something when there isn't an actual thing to confront. A lot of people have anxiety and mental disorders which are caused by specific things that need to be confronted. But I don't have any of that stuff. And I'm not, every time I mention that, like I've mentioned it before, I think, well, I mean, you're lucky that you don't have something bad that's happened to you, like a traumatic thing. But that doesn't make it any less real, obviously. It's still a thing. But it is harder to notice that it is a thing, and because there's nothing there. You look back on your whole life and nothing bad's ever happened to you, so how could anything be wrong with you? There's nothing to confront. You're not hiding anything. You're not avoiding anything except who you are. And it's like, well, how could that be possible? I'm just avoiding, maybe this is just me. This is who I've always been. Nothing weird has happened to me that's changed me. When I talk about this, I do get a little bit worried about how it could be. I don't want to dismiss. Hopefully that doesn't come across like I'm dismissing people who have specific. That I'm just, or I don't know. Just I hope you like me. I'm not saying that it's easier or better to have a thing that you need to confront. It's probably harder because that thing is probably super traumatic, and you don't want to investigate it or relive it in any way. But it can be harder. All I'm saying is that it can be harder for me, and it was harder to know that there was something wrong. In a way, I always kind of knew, But I always thought, well, how messed up could you be if nothing bad has ever happened to you? I never wanted to think that there was a problem with me, something clinically wrong in my brain. I never wanted to address it, and I never wanted to think about it, and I thought, well, I could just ignore it, and I could just live my life. I mean, I'm still able to go to school, I'm still able to go to work. But I think if I was honest with myself, I wasn't happy before. And I think that this anxiety thing is the main reason why I wasn't happy. And now that I am talking about it more, like with a therapist and on this YouTube thing, and now with whatever I'm doing now, being funny, I think I said I'm supposed to be funny, so I've been feeling worse, which is weird, and it's not something that you ever think is supposed to happen. You think when you talk about what's wrong, you're supposed to feel better. That hasn't been the case for me. I've been even more depressed, even the past couple months. I've been as depressed as I've ever been, and I think it's because I just got self-conscious about being loud. Just got quiet in here. Because I am talking about it, I am making it real. It was always real, but I could ignore it and just watch TV and be happy from coming home and oh, today was hard, but just forget about it. You keep building on those days over and over again, and then it's like you're 27 and what have you done? You're not happy. And I never wanted to be weird. I would think to myself, like, come on, you're normal. It's just you're a normal person. And you would watch videos on people with anxiety and be like, oh, I'm not like that, right? I'm normal. And you don't want to admit it, and you don't want to address it. And then you do, and you go see a therapist about it, and you don't feel better. But I think that's okay, because I think what's happening is you're making it real. You've been able to avoid it your whole life, thinking about it. It's always been there, but you've been able to avoid thinking about it and avoid changing. But now you're confronting it, and it's hard because you don't know what to do. And I guess the therapist is supposed to help you, and right now, I don't know. It's not really helping me that much, but over time I know it must, because how can confronting it be bad? I'm not normal. This is something that needs to be confronted. Everybody has anxiety. Everybody feels sad sometimes. But there are facts in my life that are unavoidable that proves that this is something that needs to be addressed. I can't ignore it. I can't ignore it anymore. It's not going to get better by itself. It's not going to change. I could try to record out there and show you. Like, that's a fact. I can't talk out there. That's an unavoidable fact. And when you if you just think about it for a second, obviously there's something wrong. So what are the facts? The one that was always a big deal to me when I was younger doesn't really matter too much to me now, but never had a real friend since I was in like 6th grade or 7th grade. I don't really care about that now, but that's like a fact. Put it up here. I'm not going to edit that, but I'm blocking my be funny thing. Well, I'm not really being funny, so it's okay. Another fact. I can't speak above this volume in my bedroom, and I can't even talk when I'm in my apartment out loud. I can barely talk to my parents when I'm around them. They can ask me questions and I can answer them. I mean, my family, even. Anybody. It doesn't feel weird because that's how I've always been. I mean, it doesn't feel wrong. But when you add up all this stuff and you also include the fact that I'm not happy at all, I don't know, do some graphical stuff and like mush it together and be like, this is something that has to be dealt with. So that's why I didn't want to do this video. What was the point? I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't know if this is helping really. I think it must be. It's been so long since I started it. It's hard to remember how I felt at the beginning. But I always kind of told myself, like, well, you would have never went to the therapist if it wasn't for this thing, and you weren't able to talk about what was wrong. I think that's true. I'm not sure what this will do to help, just the vlog thing. I would like to try to be funny once in a while. Try to make a funny vlog video. I don't know if I have an idea. I have been kind of depressed and been working a lot, so it's hard to think of ideas for like funny, goofy stuff when you're depressed. If you have any ideas for what I should talk about, I think it's important to do something like this once in a while. Thanks to anybody who watches this. Because if you don't watch, then I'm just talking to myself. And it doesn't really help the anxiety thing if nobody sees it. Because when you post something like this, I know I'm going to feel weird, anxious, I guess. And then I'll feel even more anxious when somebody watches it. But that anxiety will go away the more people watch it. And I guess that's the whole point. But is this really helping me? Or am I just getting inoculated? Is that the right word? I'm not going to look it up. I'm just going to trust it's right. Am I just getting inoculated to this specific thing? Videos on the internet. How valuable is that inoculation? Does it translate to real life? I think it does, because it helped me see the therapist, and I've been able to talk to her. So I don't think I would have been able to do that if I hadn't done this first. Maybe I should split this video up into 2 parts. This is turning into an Avengers 3 situation. There's too much content. We gotta make 2 videos. So I'm gonna keep doing this. If you have any ideas, let me know. Thanks for watching. And I need a sign off. I guess I usually say see you tomorrow. Be funny, I guess. That's a terrible ending. You don't have to be funny if you don't want to. Be happy. Where's my marker? You be happy. Me be funny. Okay. But also me be happy. no, permanent marker. Okay. Okay, that's a much better ending, right? You be happy.
But me be funny. You be happy, me be funny, but also me be happy a little bit. And so, okay.